You're spooky. What you doing?
I know. I'm watching.
So, first of all, I am so proud of myself because I facilitated every death in this season. Every death that was caused, I told people to vote, who to vote for, and that's what happened. So first death was the Rainbow Games, and this was kind of like a toss-up vote kind of thing, but like everybody knew that if either Dylan or I were voted in, we would win. So it was kind of like, if you vote us in, like whoever is against them is gonna die, so just don't vote us in. And I told everyone to vote for Cortland because Cortland wore heels, and I was like, okay, we need to get her out because like who wears heels to a campsite? Death number 2. This was the Bridesmaids. So I also knew the twist with this. I knew that if I volunteered to be a bridesmaid, I had the opportunity to die. So I did not volunteer to be a bridesmaid. And then once, like, I mean, I was voted in to search for the necklace, but I didn't die, so yeah, we basically kind of like ganged up on Aaron, and that was a team decision. Like I was like all for it. I was like, yep, not me, that's fine, go ahead. The next episode was the Fishman. So the Fishman was low-key terrifying. He had scales, he had like a fishing rod, it was just so much. And then so this next one, it was elaborate. So between episodes, we all got in a huddle and we did confessionals between episodes. So Dylan was in a confessional and I got the group together and I was like, okay, Zach was like, let's all gang up on Dylan. And then like we were all like, yeah, team bitches against Dylan, team bad. And like then as soon as we switched out and Zach went into a confessional, I was like, so the reality is we're all voting for Zach. So there's only 6 voting cards for each person, so and there was more than that for each of us. So somebody else had to be voted in to obviously go against Zach. And I was like, okay, let's make it Dylan. But like then we were like, wait a minute, like this is kind of like a random challenge and like Dylan may die. And I didn't want Dylan to die because I knew he would be a good like alliance member for me. So I was like, okay, we could do Joey or Brianna Bloom because we haven't really heard much from them. And I voted for Zach and then left the random up to whoever waited to vote last. I know Dylan voted for Joey, and Maddie ended up voting for Brianna Bloom. She only had 1 card in and she got pulled. And I was kind of like, you know, whoever dies, I really don't care. But then during the challenge, Zach pushed like Brie, and I was like, that is so rude. We were all like, excuse me. And once we saw that, we were like, if Zach does not die, like absolutely not. After that was the crazy camp counselors. I really did feel that Maddie, like, you know, like I wanted Maddie to live the first challenge, but like I did know that like I did most of the work because there was one riddle where she didn't know the answer to the riddle, so I was just like, it's footprints. And she probably wouldn't have survived if it wasn't for me. So I like roasted her for that. And then yeah, so like that was when we all kind of collectively decided Maddie. And then Joey had started like roasting Dylan for some reason. We had obviously come to terms with the fact that it was not Dylan's fault that we were here, but Joey was still on it. So we were like, okay, Joey, we're gonna have you stab Maddie and kill Maddie. Didn't end up like that because apparently everyone was like, Rebecca seems like a bad bitch, so let's have her kill Maddie. So I like had like 4 or 5 cards in the vote pile to do the dirty deed, the devil deed, the dirty deed, and then Maddie got pulled to be killed. And I was like, oh my god. I was like, yo, this is insane. And then the next one was Joey's death. So once Joey started like attacking Dylan and like coming for his life, we were like, okay, this needs to stop. He was becoming so rude and like he was just creating too much drama, and I was not here for it. He screamed at Dylan and I was like, sis, this is too much. So I like got the group together and I was like, all right, Joey's the next one out. They chose to put Sarah in, and I was like, okay. So Joey didn't get that memo and he sacrificed himself and he made Sarah promise to go after Dylan. So then after that was the shadows, and that was terrifying because we only had 3 flashlights and there was a group of 5 of us, and it was absolutely it was pitch black out there. Like I couldn't see anything. And if you shine your light on a shadow, like you would get chased and like you would get caught and like taken out of the game. And Dylan ended up getting caught, but the rest of us ended up being able to complete the challenge. So I was like, hey, since Dylan like got caught and didn't really contribute, we should vote him in. I voted for Dylan, and as soon as I flipped that vote card over and voted for him, I immediately regretted my decision and I was in tears. I started crying and I knew that I could not live with myself if he died. So I just sat there and I waited, and then I heard Sarah scream. As soon as I saw Dylan come up that hill, I was so happy, and I ran right to him and I hugged him, and I knew that I would never ever put his card in the vote pile again. So then it came time for the final challenge, and we had to find this dice, this like big die, and like so we're looking, and I find it in the garden, and I pick it up and it says roll to see how many of your vote cards go in the pile. And this is where I'm panicking because like the fate, like I can't control the fate anymore. Like this is all into the hands of the die. Hoping, I was like, come on Andrew, you could do it. Just pull his name, the Ivy League man, come on. And no, not that I wanted him to die, not that I wanted Brianna to die, but like I was like, come on, like man, I've been manipulating this whole game and now you're about to pull my name and give me the chance to die? No. So I really enjoyed this experience, and I had so much fun, and I drank so much Red Bull and so much coffee. So much coffee. If you liked it, leave a thumbs up and leave a comment down below saying if you're surprised that I survived, if you're happy with the survivors, if you enjoyed the season. If you haven't watched it yet, I hope you didn't watch this video. Yeah, so go give a subscribe over to Dylan, go check out his videos, and go give a subscribe to me down below and click the bell notification so you know when I upload, because Lord knows when I'm going to do that again. I hope you enjoyed. Have a good day. Bye!